Well, I am on my way to the river. It is spitting right now and visibility won't be great, but I'll be able to capture a few interesting trees. For example, these ones, you know, some nice shapes in there, really. Always a reminder that your typical trees are not your typical telephone poles. Anyway, that's a nice grouping. Very nice grouping. Well, the area that I've been going to for years to fish and to sketch and to hunt for agates. Took my kids there when they were younger. I was going to go there just now and maybe do a quick sketch of an area that I was aware of. And there's new signage up, no river access and no exit, which means the years of abuse this area has had to tolerate, finally, people got sick of it and shut it down to public use, which we knew that was coming. People abuse the privileges and they get taken away. I can't blame them. Can't blame them for shutting it down. There were a lot of squatters living there and causing a lot of damage, a lot of fires. They would bring wood pallets, have bonfires, and then just leave all the nails and screws behind. Just made a mess of things. Now, I'm standing at another spot. I've been here before. And I still can't complain about the view. But it's very busy. And I'm just going to carry on. Well, this is a different area again. It's a nice scene as a whole. You know, something for a larger canvas maybe eventually. But it's right beside a road, which isn't that busy right now, but it can get that way. Anyway, it's pretty soaky wetty outside, so I'm not going to do a sketch outside. And in order to get some of these views, I need to walk a little bit away from the truck, so I'm not going to sit in the truck and sketch either. Anyway, I'm meandering my way back home, and I just thought it'd be nice to stop here and show a quick clip of it. So standing close to the river, in spots that I could get to, there was kind of a distant scream of the far bank. Those trees are often cottonwood, but we also have around here quite a few of our, well, they're really large maples. And I think the first clip on this video shows just kind of an interesting cluster of 3 maples. So I thought what I would do, seeing as the weather has just gotten, it's just full on raining now. And I could not access the area any longer, apparently, that I used to be able to. I would try to basically do that. Paint a screen of trees on a far shore, bit of river in the foreground, and try to make that screen interesting. Somebody commented about the a snowy painting that I did recently, that they liked the screen. I like that too. I like the effect it can have, as long as you pay enough attention to the shapes that you have in there. So I'm not going to copy anything that I saw today, but it was interesting enough to look at and encourage me to use old, dead, character-filled trees in something like this. So this will almost be more of a design, you know, more of a decorative thing than just a scene. So let's play with that. Now I think I don't want too much river in there. Well, let's see now, how much do I want for tree? Probably something like that, and then something like that for a river bank. Okay, well, we'll start with that idea. Okay, let's just Put a mark here. Put a mark here so we're pretty flat. I'm going to get a straight edge. Not that this straight edge is really straight, but I think I'd like to start from there. I'll even go a little lower. Okay, there's our benchmark. Where the bank meets the river. So the camera that I'm using to film this right now is the same camera that I needed to take off the tripod and look at the first clip of this video that I'm going to publish right now. And so of course I could not show you because I copied the first sort of group of 3 tree trunks, old busted up tree trunks. I used that as a start just to sort of remind me of the character. This isn't an exact copy of what you'll see, because you'll see this form loosely on the first three trees that I just videoed. But it just helped me to sort of go, okay, that's roughly what I want. So I scratched a few things in with charcoal. And now that we're actually videoing, I'm going to put them in place. Not exactly as they were, because I don't like them exactly as they were. But I like the character of what they had to offer. I know that's an important line. I believe that is an important line, and of course as I'm doing this right now even I'm changing it. I don't have a photographic memory, so I'm just going to make things how I think I would like them to look at the moment. I think we'll bring that trunk a little closer. And okay, that's a bit thick on top there, that's okay. I think we had one kind of outlier that went out like that. And we're gonna dip that one. See, so it's already very different, the initial trunk shapes, than what I started with. It's okay. Capturing character for the moment, I hope. Okay, that I think we'll make a little higher. I don't want to do the same exact. No, we'll just leave that for the moment. And we'll go here. And yes, there are always some smaller ones poking out. You know, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do that for the moment. So when I paint trees like this, I don't make solid fluid flowing lines all the time. I put in lines and stop, change direction abruptly, and then continue, you know, and that's how I sort of try to make my shapes. Okay, are we going to do something here? I think we will. Old trees, old interesting trees. I don't want to make them too jagged, because if I do, then my scene ends up looking like the aftermath of a nuclear winter. I really don't like that look. I don't think most people do either. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go right off of there. And off of there. See, these are trees. They're not symmetrical designs on a postcard. They're trees. Big difference there. Dare I do this? Why not? Okay, so I have sort of this hump here. I think we're just going to leave it for the time being. But this now serves as a very good reminder, a constant reminder right in front of my face, to try to stay a little bit looser with this bank of trees that's going to be here. A cluster, and then I think I'm going to go a little bit lower. And this being the most interesting group, I'm not going to compete with them. I'm going to tame down the other trees a little bit. But they will still have some irregularities. Again, I'm not painting a postcard or some kind of a birthday card or something. I'm actually trying to just capture the essence of these beat up old trees that have had a rough life, and they're just kind of, they still go into leaf every year, but they're getting towards the end of their run. Okay. So I just took I used raw umber and ultramarine blue for these three main trees. And then I used a little bit of just straight raw umber and just a hint of white for the background general shape of the trees behind them. Now I'm going back to, well, actually it's just straight raw umber now. And we're going to establish the riverbank, I think, a little bit here. Okay, we'll just start this process by getting our benchmark laid in, or our river bank laid in. A little more strongly. Okay, and I think maybe I'll do one more thing while we're at it. I'm just going to give my pal a little wipe here. I think I might sort of include a hint of the kind of day it is. I don't think this is going to be a misty, soft gray painting. That's not my plan. But I don't mind it. So I don't mind having a little bit of color in there. And I think for our just to give an indication of the fact that our trees that are in the background are in fact in the background. Let's throw a little bit of purple in there. Setting the tone, if you will. Okay. A little more ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson and white and raw umber. That raw umber really helps to mute things. Very useful stuff. Gives us a pretty a little firmer idea of what we're up to here. Again, it's just, you know, it's another step along our little journey here to get this painted in. Whoops. That's a mistake already. Okay, fair enough. Mistakes are allowed. It's minor. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll let that cut drop down. I'm going to bring this cut back up. I don't want a small shape and a small shape with equal length cuts into the bush in the background there. So alright, I don't think I have to fiddle too much with that. I think I'll probably just go into the painting with a bit of linseed oil. Kind of looks, yeah, it's shaping up like I'm going to be using a brush because I've got a lot of detail in here. And you know, there's no point in trying to represent all these little bits of trunk and a soft painting by using a hard-edged knife which is broad, bold, and very unforgiving with detail. That just ends up, well, you're just kind of fussing when you do that. Oh, okay, we'll leave that for the moment. But I did want to just talk to you briefly about this disappointment today. I looked on the website. I looked online to see about this little road that accesses the Fraser River. There are a number of farms along it, and at the end of this road is good access. When the water's low on the Fraser River, you can go for miles. It's great for families, great for people taking their dog out for a walk, great for yeah, looking for agate or fishing or what have you. But certainly in, well, the past 2 years, gee, I wonder what that coincided with. But even before that, it was getting worse and worse every year with people coming out with all-terrain vehicles and four-wheel drive vehicles and just treating it like garbage, ripping the place up. Again, yeah, bringing wood pallets out and making huge bonfires, leaving all the nails behind, you know, broken glass, garbage. You know, my wife and I have said many times to each other when we drove out there, it's just despicable, people's behavior when they come out to these areas. They think they can just destroy everything. So what was once a beautiful area has slowly been ruined by these people. So the people who are somewhat, have enough presence of mind to realize if you abuse something you will lose it, were careful, but they can no longer use it because of these idiots who destroyed it. You know, there were squatters out there, there were people leaving old junky trailers and fifth wheels and all kinds of junk. And then you'd have people, because they didn't have vehicles often, I don't know how they got those things out there, but they'd be walking back along the road, and I'm sure there was plenty of, I'm sure the crime rate went up on that stretch of road, you know, damage and theft and just, so I'm happy for those homes that exist along those the road. I'm sure they're breathing a sigh of relief that they don't have to put up with that anymore. Apparently, this is on the website. It says that this is a temporary measure until they figure out how to resolve the issues. Well, I've seen the history of that kind of talk coming from government, and I'm a little suspect that that's going to change. There used to be 5-6 different areas you could access the Fraser, park your vehicle, and walk out into some beautiful areas. Those are really all shut down now. Gill Road was the last one. Gill Road is the name of the road I'm talking about. So just another example of, yeah, you abuse it, you lose it. It's too bad, because that was one of our favorite places to go, close to home, easy to access, and gorgeous. Anyway, that's enough whining from me. Yeah, we're gonna leave this for the time being. I think this video is gonna be too long as it is. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye bye. Oh, here. You know what I'll do? Just quickly, while I'm thinking of it, do a straight-on shot of the sketch that we have going on here. Okay, that's what we're aiming for. Okay, see you.